这里是矽谷，看得见的是成功，看不见的是失败。这里是矽谷，耀眼的是创意，暗淡的是忧伤。这里是矽谷，让镜头带你深入矽谷，触摸人生的温度。你不知道的矽谷。今天你不知道的矽谷要带大家到矽谷 East Palo Alto EPA 的一所学校，为什么呢？因为今天在这所学校的体育场中，有个非常有意义的篮球球员训练活动正在进行中哦。大家看到我穿的这个 T-shirt 呢，可能就能够猜到，今天这个活动的主办之一就是 JLin Jeremy Lin 林书豪。林书豪基金会希望借着爱心、鼓励和无条件的给予，来关怀矽谷湾区的儿童和青少年。因为自小在矽谷Palo Alto市成长，林书豪一直有着回馈Palo Alto社区的心意，期望看到在东Palo Alto市生活状况比较穷困的年轻人茁壮成长。
There's always different dynamics. In high school, man, it was just our team versus your team. We're one family, you're one family. Let's see whose team is the best. And that was awesome. You may need to go encourage him, right? Or hey, this player hasn't touched the ball in a while. You might need to get him the ball, and so he can like relax a little bit. Like things that are not just like, oh, how do I score the ball or how do I get a lot of assists.
Esface 团队是一个技能发展组织，专注于篮球团队的训练中心，并且通过对个人技能有的针对性和专注的方法，发挥每一个球员的潜力。
Get better and take your game to a whole nother level. Say yes, sir. Yes, sir. Challenge yourself, okay? Take it upon yourself to get better.
Every coach is equipped to help every athlete develop the mind, the body, and the skill to advance to the next level.
Team Esface 和 Jeremy Lin 基金会每年都会一起合作，在东Palo Alto针对当地的青少年的需要，举办一整天的篮球营，使当地的孩童感受到天父的爱和鼓励，造就他们的品格，也增长他们的球技。今年在 East Palo Alto 的一所学院， Esface 团队与林书豪基金会为 East Palo Alto 的青年提供独特的体验，这就是 EPA Hoopfest。
We're here at our camp right now. Jeremy Lin Foundation and Team Esface has run this camp. It's an annual camp, and we've also supported with scholarships some of the kids in this camp through the year. And so it's a ton of fun. You see the same faces, and actually some of the campers are now helpers and coaches. And so that's awesome to see these kids grow up and come back and help. And definitely when I come back, I feel like this is home, you know, like this is where I grew up, and I went to high school across the freeway, and so it definitely reminds me of my days at Pali, and to see these kids growing up in the Bay Area playing basketball, it definitely reminds me of myself. And so anything I can do to help and inspire, I would love to.
Nicholas 和 Michael 两个是好朋友，他们一起参与 Esface 以及 Jeremy Lin Hoopfest 的篮球营，也都个别申请，并且得到了林书豪基金会奖学金的赞助。
Basically just play games and do drills and have a lot of fun time with Jeremy Lin and meet him and get the ball signed, have free lunch.
This is my second year. Pretty fun, just like getting to meet someone that made it, and that's someone that's from here.
This is my 4th year, I think, ever since it started, I'm pretty sure.
Beth 和 Lydia 是两个参与 Jeremy Lin Hoopfest 的家长，他们的儿子分别在过去几年都得到了林书豪基金会的奖学金，并加入参与 Esface 全年的训练。
I bring him here because we've been involved with a lot of sports. This is the first program that we've seen that's been like super positive and encouraging for the kids. So we come to Esface to not only develop my son in basketball, but also as a young man and encourage him.
He enjoyed it. That's why he's back. He loved it. I mean, he loved several different things, but they love the fact that Jeremy Lin provides tennis shoes for them.
Because due to finances, this program is kind of expensive because it's a club basketball program, and so they do a lot of traveling, and it costs a lot of money, you know, and so it's hard for some inner city kids, such as my son, for us to be able to expose them to the type of dynamic program Esface is. So I believe with the Hoopfest connection with Jeremy Lin, they must have had a meeting or something, and Jeremy Lin decided that he was going to sponsor some of the kids. And in order to, they sent me an invitation because they know where I stand, and they sent me an invitation to apply, for Nicholas to apply, and he had to fill out a survey online. He had to write an essay. He had to turn his report card because he wanted, the scholarship goes to kids that have, like, I think they have to have a 3.0. Scholarship covered all of the club fees, sponsored his uniforms. It was for a whole year scholarship, and then even they have a summer program called Hoop Camp, and it's every day, and it's during the summer, and so it even covered 4 or 5 weeks of that as well, and then also specialized training. So it covered like everything that he could possibly imagine for the program. It covered everything. Very grateful for Jeremy Lin to be giving that type of donation to our kids.
Not only do they provide the leadership, JLin really takes his time and chooses the coaches. The coaches are so positive and such a role model, and a lot of these kids don't have fathers in their lives. So they provide that stability and to show the good boys how to become a positive man, which is necessary for their growth.
I just had a kid come up to me and tell me just how much a scholarship meant, and I had a parent who had the parent of another kid tell me what it meant to their life as well, and a single father. So a lot of moving stories, and it's just something that makes a difference, and it's something that I care a lot about. It's it's home for me, and so great to be back every summer.
林书豪基金会的奖学金帮助了许多单亲家庭的孩子。这位父亲 Ronnie Neighbor 和他的儿子也是奖学金的受益人。
Since the scholarship came in, I was able, as a single father, I was able to travel with my son this time around because of Jeremy Lin's impact to my son's life. And ever since then, my son's been playing all year round this whole year. Me and Deli were always bouncing information back and forth. He's like a brother to me. He takes my son to church. So he really is. It's a family thing. Whatever I'm not able to do, they always try to step up and try to help me out. It just overall gave my son an outlet, and it gave him gave him a life on and off the court, which is really important, I believe, for the kids to be able to socialize.
美国的单亲父亲特别难跟他的孩子一起融入其他同学的课后社交生活，但是林书豪基金会借由 Team Esface 使这个单亲家庭有了下课后的归属，课余有建设性的活动和像家人般的伙伴们。
Hoopfest is this experience that we want to create for East Palo Alto. Jeremy, as a kid, he's from Palo Alto, but he had some really good friends from East Palo Alto and saw that it was a very different culture, very different socioeconomic place, and so he really wanted to continue to use basketball as a way to invest in this community. So I think this is our 8th consecutive year that we've done a basketball camp in East Palo Alto, and that's something that we always want to stay committed to, as where Jeremy grew up, part of his roots, and also using basketball as a platform to share and encourage kids. So first and foremost, Jeremy always wants to use basketball as a platform to encourage and reach kids and reach more kids. So in Shenzhen, we have a basketball school throughout the Guangdong province. So that's starting and growing, and we'll continue to grow that. So we both have it is a for-profit and then a non-profit side, and the non-profit side is to give lots of kids opportunities to experience basketball, teamwork, working together, and inspiring them for other areas of their life as well.
Jeremy Lin is also has a scholarship with us, where he takes 6 of the players from our academy and basically gives them a scholarship for the entire year to go to training, be a part of teams, camps, strength training, mental training, and it's just an opportunity for those players to kind of develop into better student athletes. But also we've had other events as well where we know that he's brought in his Chinese basketball team and we would put on events for them. We would have them compete against other Bay Area basketball teams, including our own. Our first inaugural class graduated 2 years ago, so it was the first team that we had graduated, and a lot of them went on to get D1 scholarships. We have a couple people in the West Coast, Oregon State specifically. We have other players who graduated last year, who are now in the collegiate level athletes as well. But a lot of them also are they're just taking the opportunity to go become better students. The Esface training and kind of the mentality of pushing yourself and advancing yourself and developing holistically really engaged with them and gave them the opportunity to be able to go focus on scholastics or focus on a specific type of training for them.
JLin 目前引导 Esface 团队并担任首席执行官。对 JLin 来说 Esface 的愿景是通过篮球使青少年有正面的影响，他们也想激励以及培育下一代的职业运动员。自开创至今，已有许多的高中生以优异的成绩以及杰出的篮球本领申请进入大学，并得到优渥的奖学金。
Esface is an acronym for Education and Service through the FACE, the face of pop culture. And the FACE at the time when it was started back in 2002, as a concept, is fashion, athletics, community, and entertainment. We're mainly a youth development academy, so we really take the development side much more seriously. Kids will have goals but don't have anyone in their lives to help them, and the parents are there to support them financially, time-wise, and emotionally, of course. But most parents, vast majority of parents don't have a clue what it's going to take unless they play ball themselves. And even if that's the case, the game continues to evolve, so it's harder. So that's kind of our role as experts, is to put together plans for every kid and have a pathway for, if you do this, here's what type of results you're going to get, here's the type of mindset you're going to live. So we take a multifaceted and more of a holistic approach to developing youth.
东 Palo Alto 简称 EPA， 位于林书豪成长的城市，也就是出名的史丹佛大学的所在地 Palo Alto 市的隔壁。这里靠近高速公路，显得十分贫困，是个几乎被遗忘的地方。在林书豪还是高中生的时期，在东 Palo Alto 只能见到垃圾掩埋场、危险材料回收厂、农药厂，还有为数不多的商店和快餐店，并且早在1992年，这里被称为美国人均谋杀之都，以贫穷、团伙犯罪闻名。虽然 Palo Alto 跟东 Palo Alto 只差了一个字，但是他们的地理位置却造成了极大的贫富悬殊，居民的生活水平也有天壤之别。
I think what made it such a special fit is that Jeremy Lin has a genuine heart and compassion for underserved communities, specifically EPA, because he grew up in Palo Alto. And his story is it's powerful because while he was playing in his youth, on a lot of these AAUU teams, he played with a lot of guys who were from EPA. EPA was like on the other side of the tracks, if you will, other side of 101. And that was one of the most violent communities. At one point in the 90s, it was the murder capital of the world, or of the United States, sorry. It was the murder capital. So it has a stigma of being like a violent place, a lot of crime. So historically, a lot of people in the Silicon Valley stayed out of EPA because it was scary, and he had been exposed to it because his friends who he played hoop with, kind of exposed him to what they experienced. Gunshots when they're sleeping, crimes, family members getting shot, those type of things. And since he was a kid, he's always said when he gets to a point where, if he ever made it to the NBA or reached a certain point of success, he always wants to give back. And he stayed true to his word. And now he's an NBA star, Lin Hannity, he's a global icon, and he still comes back to this little town, EPA, and host this event. So it aligned with us because our organization has a heart for those kids, and we've always had huge efforts to provide kids from those communities, from low-income households or from underserved communities to access what we offer, which is more of a premium price experience. It is on the higher end, in youth sports, because our experience and how much that we pour into it is a lot. And so that's where we aligned, you know, us having a heart for that community and him having a heart, and us obviously both being passionate about using basketball as a platform to impact these lives.
It's so important for me to continue to come back. I grew up in Palo Alto, but I had a lot of teammates who grew up in East Palo Alto. And this is a neighborhood, this is a community that I've always wanted to come back, invest in, and continue to help and grow. So having an annual camp and giving scholarships to some of these campers and getting a chance to be able to see them, hang out with them.
We really found Esface to be a partner that is not only like they're in the community and they know the community really well, but they actually share our same heart. You know, like they're so passionate about creating culture, like really positive culture, and using basketball as a platform. And so even though they look different than us, but in terms of like our values and the way we work together, like we really feel like we're a part of the same team.
除了作为林书豪的经纪人和企业开发负责人 ，Allen 和他的妻子也是东 Palo Alto 非牟利机构 EPA Mate 的创办人及负责人。他们致力于培训年轻的未婚妈妈得到就业机会，以及学习如何打理自己和孩子的人生。
If the kids can see their moms really become strong women leaders, that is the most powerful thing we can do for their kids. It's a crazy process to be serving the single mom community that my wife and I serve in East Palo Alto. In terms of how we make it work, I mean, I think one thing we prioritize way better than when we were younger is prioritizing our marriage and making sure that we're investing in each other. And once each other's tank is full, then everything else gets easier. So, you know, focusing on date nights, focusing on not asking questions about everything else. Like, you know, there's times where we say, all right, you can't talk about kid, you can't talk about work, you can't talk about nonprofit, you can only talk about one another. And like, that's the best way to protect our relationship so that all the other chaos and busyness doesn't get in the way.
也因为他们一同创办的机构，使他们能够和 Esface 一同合作，举办 Jeremy Lin Hoopfest。
The main reason why I say the Hoopfest is powerful is because you have an NBA star, and you guys know the impact that an NBA player can have. Some of the greatest influence in our culture that anyone can have. So when you're able to now bring a Jeremy Lin who actually aligns with his values, and for him to speak, even if we've been saying these things all year, to hear stuff coming out of Jeremy Lin's mouth where he's speaking about his journey in a vulnerable way. I mean, he's being humble about how hard it was, you know, to deal with the fame. You know, he's talking about his walk, you know, and he's not trying to push necessarily a religion, but he's open about his faith, right? To help kids really open their eyes to a different part of lives that they don't always see.
当林书豪加入 NBA 时，评论家称他不够快捷，不够强壮。他们移植他在哈佛大学里对抗比赛的难度，他们怀疑他的跳投还不够水平。这些人也许认为他有品格，也信任他的智商，但主要评论家当时都声称林书豪还不够格。在林书豪等待机会证明自己的期间，他继续坚持不懈地学习篮球技巧。他以极大的韧性锻炼他的体能，他完美地达成高准确度的中距离和远距离跳投，他的视野不断扩张。在每一个他加入的球队中，他都扮演着不可或缺的角色。5年后，林书豪 Jeremy Lin 成为了 NBA 强而有力的控球后卫。林书豪的成功是上帝赐予的机会，加上对技能发展不懈追求的结果。
Playing for Jeremy Lin, zigzagging his way through the zone, and the reverse layup. Let us show you why and how. Zigzag reverse off the glass. Yeah, winning and grinning.
What a story here tonight at the Garden. Jeremy Lin, a huge spark in a game. The Knicks are desperate for a victory. And he has played perhaps the best game of his brief.
You don't get better if you win all the time. You look at yourself more when you lose.
Lin has a chance to make history as the first Asian American NBA player in the modern era.
This transcends sports.
That's all I dream about is hitting the game winner and then doing some pose and then walking off.
Puts it up. Bang! Jeremy Lin from downtown. As well, you won't see that in the stat sheet by Jeffries. You're missing the intangibles that he brings to a game.
Jeremy Lin knocks it down, career high 15.
It inspired me to work harder and get to the NBA.
I also want to get where he is now. It's not even better.
And then ultimately, from a basketball standpoint, obviously, him being able to share the knowledge about what he's learned as an NBA player at the highest level is a powerful thing. So we as a coaching staff learn and look forward to that, but the kids also can learn little things about how to really use it, thinking about more of the tactical aspects.
Right now I'm doing well. I played 5-on-5 this past week, and I'm moving to Atlanta soon. And it's been a great offseason for me. A lot of rehab, a lot of working out, and my knee is starting to turn a corner and feel really good. And then, yeah, I got a chance to record and be a part of Dunk in China, which is a hilarious, fun show. And I'm excited for everybody to see that. It already started airing. To the Chinese audience, I just want to say definitely growing up, a lot of us growing up in the US, there will be many times when we're overlooked or we're doubted or we're kind of boxed in. And one thing I've kind of learned is to continue to push the boundaries and to keep chasing your dreams and not give up. I think that's so important. 追你的梦想，然后到最后就是一直很努力的、很认真的追你的梦想，希望大家都成功了。
My name is Pauline Manu, and I'm a senior at University of Davis, and just enjoying life before we all have to start working for the rest of our life. My career goal is sports broadcasting. I don't know if that's where the Lord actually wants to lead me, but right now that is something that I'm definitely interested in and want to pursue.
Yeah, I heard you want to get into sports anchoring. Let's do it.
Let's do it. This is
yeah.
going to be the debut with Jeremy Lin. Definitely because my dad used to play basketball in Taiwan. That was a huge influence in my life, and he loved us by coaching us. And now that I don't play sports anymore, definitely being to watch and being able to still interact with athletes is a huge enjoyment.
I think it's great that you're seeing them as individuals and not just like a whole group of fans that you have across the nation. And so what advice would you give to people like me and the youth around the world?
The advice I would give to you and to a lot of the youth is, one, don't be afraid to go after what you want. I think that's something that is starting to become more and more okay, but even then there's lots of things that maybe are outside the conventional path, but if you're passionate about it, go for it and work hard. But at the end of the day, you have to enjoy the experience. That's something that I didn't always get to do. I never fully enjoyed every experience I had, and I definitely regret that. And so, go after your dreams, but along the journey, be okay with where you're at today and enjoy that experience, because you'll never get it back, and time really does fly. I just turned 30, and it felt like I was 20 like 2 years ago, but time flies, and so you definitely got to enjoy the time you have.
Interviewing Jeremy Lin himself, I really was surprised by how vulnerable and how honest he was to the simple questions such as how his faith has grown, and he seems to really want to reach out to his fans, the Asian community.
My faith has been challenged with, this has been my biggest setback of my career, of my life, going through this knee injury. And in many ways there's been a lot of tough times and times where I had to really trust in God and depend on God in ways that I haven't in the past, and I think that it's been really, really helpful for me as a person, mentally, spiritually, and I'm excited for this upcoming season. I think I've grown a lot as a person, and hopefully I've grown a lot in my game as well.
1年一度的 Jeremy Lin Hoopfest 又完美的告了一个段落。在 East Palo Alto 这个众人眼中好似不起眼的城市举办的青少年篮球训练营，却聚集着许多不同文化种族、成长背景、不同生活经历、人生经验的族群们。大家为着对篮球比赛的热爱聚集一堂，像家人般的共度了欢乐并且有意义的时光。 希望今天你不知道的矽谷又有带给大家一些希望及启发。我们下次再会。